It doesn't matter what I do. Who the hell is that? Like, you are on an entirely different platform and you can see me enough to wave. Who are you? I don't even know who that is. But okay, whatever. Hope oh no, y'all got a close up of that zit on my face. My skin has not been giving lately. It's been very like out of line, out of pocket. But I guess it's stress. Killing me. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly, his song. Telling my whole life. His words killing me softly with his song. Bow, 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 bow. So, I don't know why I just went on a whole tangent with that. I think it's because I just saw this thing having to do with Lauren Hill. But good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, so this thing with the VMAs, I'm so sick of addressing it because when I say like I am first thing, if anybody knows me and if you've been following me for any length of time, you know how hard I am on artists that I actually care about. I am harder on the artists that I actually care about than the ones that I don't. If I don't like an artist, then I'm just not going to cover them, or I'm not going to follow them, or I'm not going to like even really address them like that. Even though a lot of the artists that I really don't care too much about were a part of this show, so I kind of have to. Um, but when I get to those artists, I'm gonna explain why I addressed it the way that I did. But after that, I'm not explaining it anymore. Because like at this point in time, you guys should know the way that I critique, and the way that I critique is very much so real, very much so my opinion, very much so if you don't like it, you can explain why you don't like it, and we can discuss in the comments. But like, you don't have to be so like the thing is that I never come disrespectfully when I am not satisfied with like the way a performance comes out or the way that a song comes out or whatever. But it's like we're all spectators. We're all going to have an opinion. We're all going to have critiques, and it doesn't mean that we are saying that we could do it better, but in the grand scheme of things and bigger picture states that like there are others who are going to be a lot more harsh and are going to have ill intent surrounding it. Like they're going to come from a place of malice. And when I do mine, I'm not coming from a place of malice. I'm coming from a place of I want you to be the best so that nobody has anything negative to say about you, period. And that's just that. Yes, math class. Not math class. Well, let me take off my Oh, why the hell did that do that? This shit is cheap as hell. I gotta go back to the damn store to get another thing because like this shit don't make no sense. Like I'm not even moving. Usually it does that when I'm moving. He's up real early. Um, I'm always up this early, even when I don't need to be. It's either I'm getting off of work at this time or I'm going to work at this time. Right now I'm working day shifts, so I have to be to work like anywhere between 7 and 10. They don't really care. No math class. Hate it here. Math class. I haven't had a math class since college, and I never want to take another math class again. I was terrible. A lot of people think that I'm really good at math, and it's just because I can like kind of think about numbers like really, really like easily in my head and do like quick calculations. But that's like for simple math. But when you're taking a calculus class, that shit don't sit right with me. I don't think that it should be a requirement for anybody to take calculus unless they are trying to be a mathematician. I don't think that it's necessary because I have not used anything that I have learned in calculus. I have not actually like if you ask me to do some type of like some type of geometrical like if you ask me to do anything like that, bit like I'm not going to be able to tell you shit because I have not used any of it. When have I used geometry? I have not used any of that shit at any of the jobs that I've had, like any of the biological jobs that I have. Never had to use it. Never had to do anything besides some quick, simple math, maybe some algebra. But I've never had to use geometry or calculus. Trigonometry, like, what the hell am I using trigonometry for? I'm sorry. That's such a like such a tangent, but I just have to say, like, it doesn't make any sense. I've never had to use any of that shit. I don't think it should be a requirement for me to have to get my bachelor's degree in molecular biology. I don't think that it should be a requirement for me to have to use like trigonometry, for me to have to take those classes. It doesn't make any sense at all. But back to the VMAs. So, performances that stood out to me for either good or bad reasons. I need it to be very, very clear that there were not that many performances that I genuinely liked. The thing here is, here's the thing, I was most excited for the performances that were actually the ones that stood out to me and that I really liked. I didn't really care too much for everybody else. Um, like I said, Normani, Chloe, Lil Nas X, and Doja Cat were the only performances that I was really going up for. And the thing is those were the performances that were really good to me. Yes, Chloe's performance was really good. I don't want to ever take away from that. There were just, oh yeah, I forgot about Busta Rhymes. But Busta Rhymes, I wasn't really like, uh, I forgot that he was even gonna be there. And when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I was vibing, but it is what it is. Like, I was vibing, but to me, it's like, I'm not looking for these other artists. I'm looking for the new people. That's why I really wasn't going up for Alicia Keys like that either. I'm like, all of these new people that we have right now, I'm mostly watching them to see what the next generation is giving. I need to know, like, okay, so when I have children and then we look back to the time when I was, in my 20s or whatever, and what kind of artists we were listening to, I want them to see, hey, this is what your new artists now have to look up to. This is what your new artists are drawing inspiration from. And if it ain't given, I'm sorry, like, I'm not going to be able to brag about the artists of this generation. I'm not going to be able to. And that's the thing. I want to be able to brag about the artists of my generation. I really do. And that's the reason why I'm so hard on them. Because, like, again, like, I want it to be like how we look at Whitney and Mariah. Whitney and Mariah and all of them back in the day, um my mom was listening to them when they first came out. Okay, my mom was maybe graduating high school when Whitney came around. Like, she was like in high school when Whitney came around, like, heavily. And then my mom, she was like maybe like right out of high school when Mariah Carey came out. So she was like like younger than I was, but like when I was in high school, who were the big artists? um Obviously Beyonce, but like Beyonce had been around since like the 90s, 2000s as a solo artist. So it's like, I don't really count her. Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift. Ugh. Um, let's go back to Black side. Who do we have? Black people. Who do we have? Did we really have a lot of people, like black people, dominating the music industry in like 2009, 2010? I mean, we had Neo. I don't know. Like, we had some people, but I can't pin them at the top of my head. But thinking about like pop artists, and we really didn't have we really didn't have no black people in pop like that in 2009. I mean, you had artists who were trying to break into pop, like Usher and stuff. But again, he's from the 90s. I'm trying to think of like who's from the 2000s that was really doing it up. Like, uh, Nicki. Oh yeah, we had Nicki Minaj. I'm sorry. That's horrible. I forget sometimes because she's still so relevant. I forget sometimes that she did come out before the break of the decade, before the 2010s. Is that a B? Is that a B? Is that a B? We're rolling this with no. Um, I'm about to move my car because I'm too close to flowers, and that's what's going on. Here comes the bus. It's a B. Yeah, no, she knows that I'm about to start talking about her child, so she's sending these damn bees over my way. I don't have time. Nope. Tell Beyonce to send them back to the hive. Send them back to the hive. I don't have time. Where can I? I'm like trying to be away from everybody, but I don't want to face that way because the sun will be right in my face. I don't have to be in there until 10 o'clock, so that's what I'm doing. I'm like waiting until 10 because hell, if I'm trying to sit up in front of my manager's face, I don't really have anything to do right now. Let's see. This is decent. This is decent. Okay. So anyway, um, Kelly, yeah, but I'm saying Kelly Rowland, yes, because I was going up for Miss Kelly in 2010 and 11 when she was putting out the dance tracks. Ooh, I wish that she would go back to that. That was like that literally could have been her lane, or like giving Donna Summer, like it could have really been her lane. Hold on, I need to fix my wheel. Are you like one of those people, like if any of you drive, are you like one of those people that like when you like when you park your car and you turn it off, like the wheel has to be straight, and if it's not, then you have to turn it back on and fix it. Like I do that all the time. But anyway, um, so yeah, I want our artists now to be looked at as like the Whitney Mariah, the oh like the Deborah Cox. Like we don't have we have artists that have the potential to be that in the future, and I just want them to be that. Like the Madonnas, like those big artists who were from like the 80s and the 90s, Janet Jackson, who were really doing it up and really like solidifying themselves in ways by breaking down barriers and really like being like, being original and stuff. We don't really have that. We have it. We have it. They're icons in the making. Let's just say that because they're such a brand new. And the thing is here we go. Chloe is brand new as a solo artist, and I think that we are a little bit too harsh on her. um, I was being harsh, yes, but I was drunk too, so I was just talking out my ass. But like everybody know, like if you watched any of my videos pertaining to Chloe and Halle, you know how I go up for those girls. So I don't know why people are up in their feelings about what I said. I said what I said because I was feeling in the moment, I was feeling look, like I don't want her to be seen as a Beyonce clone because every single time she comes out, it's always Beyonce this, Beyonce that. It's looking a little like Destiny's Child to me. Because every single time Michelle or Kelly goes out for an interview, they always like to bring up Beyonce during the interview, even though and Kelly, she clocked them one time. She's like, I came here to talk about my music. Like, Beyonce's fine. If you want, to know about Beyonce, you can try to get her for an interview. I mean, it's a fool's errand because you're not going to get her. But you can try. But like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like every single time Chloe and Halle come out, it's like, oh, it's Beyonce's children. And I joke around like that too, but at the end of the day, I know that they're their own artists, and even though they're signed to her label, that doesn't mean that they're like carbon copies of her. No. And yes, the way that she performs and stuff is very giving much Sasha Fierce, and it's okay. But the thing is that I still can not this bitch. Oh God. I forgot. She comes in every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I'm losing my mind right now. Anyway, as I was saying, um, yeah, so I I don't see it for her. I mean, I see it for her. What am I saying? I see it for her, but I don't want people to start looking at her as a Beyonce clone. I don't. Next, let's go down the line. The first, I want to get her out the way. Miss Camila Cabello. The thing is that the vocals were not bad. I mean, she was giving us something, and I was like, okay, yeah. But then why in the world am I like forgetting that she's even on stage? What like on stage? Why in the world am I drifting? Why am I going and I'm looking at the dancers more? And maybe it had something to do with the costuming because her costume it didn't really fit her. Like it didn't look that great on her, one, and two, it looked too close to the other dancers' outfits. So it's like whenever she would do like a formation change, go in the back or whatever, and she would literally fade to the background, and I would forget to look. I would, it was like I was my vision was playing tricks on me. So I just I don't know. I don't know. With Camila's performance, I was kind of like, okay, let's move on to the next thing. Because the thing is when I first watched the VMAs, I didn't know that she was coming on next. I had to get up and go to the bathroom. So it was a literal bathroom break. And I like walked out. I walked back and her performance was already like close to being over. And I was like, oh, okay. I had to rewind and watch just to whatever. And then I watched it again on YouTube and I was just like, okay. So I really didn't miss that much. Good. The song itself, I didn't like the song. I was just like, okay, it's giving Dora the Explorer, what Elena of Avalor was it? Is that yeah? Um, and it's not just yeah. It just like it was just very. I don't know. I don't know if she's playing purposely into a stereotype. It just to me, I was just like, nah. It was a no for me. That was just it. It was a no for me. But she was singing. Olivia Rodrigo. I actually her performance was fun. It was fun to watch. That drummer, homegirl was shutting it down. That girl was good. Like she was doing it up on them drums. I was like, yes, bitch, get it. Um, it looked like Halsey. I was like, what the? Even my boyfriend was like, he's like, is that Halsey? I'm like, no, like there's no way. Like that's not Halsey. It looked like Halsey though. I was just like, is that fucking Halsey? What the fuck that bitch doing over there on the drums playing for Olivia Rodrigo? That would have been funny though. Her performance was fun. It's just but it was a very much so live microphone, and I think that like a lot of these artists were not performing live, or they just had a lot of EQ, and I'm gonna get to that when I get to whose performance. You know who I'm talking about, and I'm very very disappointed about that, but I was expecting it anyway. um but like homegirl was siren live vocals, and it wasn't perfect, but I liked the fact that it wasn't. You could actually hear, hey, she is doing her best. This is her first like major live performance. Is it her first major live performance? I've never seen a performance of Olivia Rodrigo. So I really don't know how she performs. I really don't know how good or bad she does. But for what it was, I was like, okay, she's doing it. She's doing it, and she was having fun. You could tell she was having fun with it. So I was not really too hard. I was just like, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm not a fan of Olivia like that. So like, I'm not a fan at all. I don't know any of her songs except for Driver's License because they play it nonstop. But I don't really care too much about it. I didn't listen to, what is the name of her album, Sour or something like that. I didn't listen to it. Um, so I don't know any of the songs on that album. But it is what it is. That it did what it needed to do. Next, Machine Gun Kelly, them thorns in his face. I was just like, okay, but he did okay, and I appreciated, the vision. We're moving on. I really wasn't paying too much attention to his performance like that. Like none of the straight guys I was really paying attention to. I'm sorry. I need the guys that got on stage. Like even when Justin Bieber got up there with Kid Leroy, I don't even know who the hell that is. But I have heard the song, so I was just like, okay, yeah. Um, like I said, I tweeted it out too. I tweeted that shit out. I was like, and I put it on my Snapchat. I was like, why in the world would they give this man Artist of the Year over all these other women who were doing a damn thing this year? Ariana Grande, Meg Thee Stallion, was Doja Cat was on there too. All of these girls are on here, and I'm sitting up here like, what the hell? Like, why the hell they think that it was okay for them to give the only guy that was nominated in that category the award? You see how they do? Do you see how they do? It don't make no sense. And they also give Travis Scott the rap award. I said they literally do this every single year. They throw him up there because he Kylie baby daddy. The music that I didn't really even hear that much from him this year. The I don't know who's listening to Travis Scott. If you can tell me if the album was good, then I'll believe you. I'm not going to go listen to it, but I'll believe you. I haven't listened to Travis Scott since he put out since that last project that he had was that Sicko Mode. He had I haven't listened to Travis Scott since that, which wasn't that long ago, but like this is what I'm saying. Like I didn't even know he put out new music. I didn't know what the hell. Most of these artists I didn't even know. Um, I didn't even know that he put out music. A lot of these artists I didn't know that they put out music this year, which is crazy because I didn't know Camila or Sean. Let's get to Sean Mendez. Sean, he served a cute vocal. Um, always giving giving us single white twink. We I hate when people I'm the person that always says like let's stop doing it and I do it too. I still do it. I don't know. I just can't shake the fact that he looks like all college with. Like all the little boys I went to college with, like he looks like them. The ones that were, trying to make it clap in the club and stuff when I was in college. Like he looks like those guys. Like a couple of them who tried to hook up with me. Like, no. Like that's what he gives me. I can't help but shit. I can't unsee it. Now that I've looked and I've seen so much of it, I can't unsee it. He really be serving us power bottom sometimes and I just be like, damn, can he really just be so I can like, imagine in my head, like I can just like put him together with like um let's say Lil Nas X, like I feel like that would be, like for like maybe 3 4 months, I could see them dating just because. And then maybe like somewhere down the line, he dates like a producer or something. I like let me not do that. Let me not do that. I'm not putting that out there. That's not nice. Let him be happy with Camila Cabello. I still don't. I still am not really seeing that relationship. Like even if it was somebody else, I would be like, okay, yeah, but like it just seemed like so random. We're not going to continue to talk about this because I don't want the Sean army coming after me. I'm not trying to have that. What are his fans called? What are his fans called? I don't even know what they're called. All I know is that he be trying day out, day in and day out, posting these TikToks and everything else with Camila. I don't know, they living together or something. I don't know what's going on. Um, and then somebody was like, the sex cannot be that spectacular. I said, stop. Y'all better stop playing around. Leave them alone. But anyway, moving on from that, I don't really have time to really be going into like, I don't care about what's really going on in their boudoir. The, oh God, whenever somebody just pulls up, I'm just like, girl, come on. Um, who else? It's the people that I really wanted to mention that I didn't really care too much about. I mean, Alicia Keys' performance was pretty good. I didn't know what Sway Lee was talking about. It's funny because, like I said in my live was that last night, 2 nights ago? I was saying, oh, um, late as hell. um, Who? Oh yeah, when I saw Sway Lee, I didn't know it was Sway Lee, and I was like in on Twitter, and I was like in a space, and they were like talking about like tops and bottoms and stuff. You know how the gays love to get around and talk about sex. That's all they talk. That's all they do. I was getting annoyed being in that space. I was just trying to like be sociable because I feel like I go into it and I'm just so to myself and I guess it's time for me to be a little sociable, but it's like it's hard because they just be messy. Like they was on there fighting and everything, like really like dead ass arguing with each other. And I was just like, this is dumb. And then they try to come for me. They were like, you just got here. If I want to argue with somebody, I'm gonna argue with somebody. I said, yeah, it doesn't make it any less stupid. I checked out. As soon as I said what I said, I was like, and I put myself on mute and I left the chat and I started doing some chores around the house. Um, and they were like, "Oh, Chris," they were like, "Oh," because I call myself the Sorcerer Supreme because I am the Sorcerer Supreme. Hello. Um, and they were like, "Oh, Sorcerer, come back. We didn't mean it like that, like that, that." I said, "You thought that I really cared about what you was talking about?" I left as soon as I said what I said. I left the chat. Good night. Like, I don't care about stuff like that. I was like, bitch, I have a YouTube channel. Um, Darian was on there too. But at the same time, like, we back to the VMAs. We I didn't notice that it was Sway Lee and they were talking tops and bottoms and I was like, oh, speaking of bottoms, who is this bottom on my screen right now? And I didn't realize it was Sway Lee. I was like, oh, I was like, he is serving hood bottom on my screen right now, like prison bottom with all them tattoos. And I'm just sitting there like, I was like, oh, oops, I'm sorry. That was horrible. That was so bad. That was so bad. That was so bad. Um, and anyway, it was cool. It was decent. Moving on from that, Miss Doja Cat. Doja Cat. Now, did I miss anybody? Osuna, yeah. I hated the fact that they did Anita the way they did Anita. Anita should have been on the main stage. They said they did this stupid special look or whatever, and they didn't even play. I don't even think it aired on TV because I didn't see it the whole entire time. I looked on YouTube. I saw. I was like, Anita performed when? The performance is good too. She was serving it up. I was like, what the hell is this? They need to start doing that like better for the international artists that be charting here because Anita charts when she comes over here. So I don't understand why they keep on doing that to her. Anita deserves better. One, two. Um, I liked how they featured Lotto like a bunch of times. Like she just got to perform her song in the extended stage a couple of times. And at first I was like, why are they just giving sis like 15 seconds on the stage? But then I saw her perform like multiple times and I was like, okay, it's cool. Um, and that just means that Lotto um is kind of making a headline, is kind of like making it her way to like mainstream. And so that's why I hope that that's what's going on because Lotto does deserve. You know, she's been doing her thing for quite a while and she's been actually, you know, she has been in and out, but not like a constant. So hopefully this means that she will be a constant. Hopefully that like she'll get some good collaborations next year, and at the next VMAs she'll be featured as a main stage artist. It's usually how it kind of works out. Um, yeah, that's how it was for like LMA before. Like she was only getting like the small little stages on the outside, and then she's on the inside. Who else was that? Like, where's Pretty Much? I'm not even gonna bring another artist into this. They're not a part of this. I don't know what's going on with them. Um, who Lizzo was not there. She did not perform, so she didn't bother showing up. She's like, bitch, I'm not. She's like, I'm trying to go get my back blown out. Freeze. Oh my god. Hold on, because like now I'm getting text messages. Yes, on 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 the table. Like I told her. Okay, so back to the performances. Doja Cat. Now Doja Cat's performance was interesting. I like the concept, like I like the spatial like concept. Like she was like ethereal. She was like in like the ring. Um, it was supposed to like be like orbit or whatever. I think not like orbit gum, or like in space. Okay. That was cool. But then it was like that whole like I want man, but I want you. I wish it was different songs. Like I like now since you've been like this. That's one of my favorite songs on the album. But I wish she would have given us another song and instead of You're Right. I like the song, but I needed to get up because after yes, woman, woman, woman. I can feel your woman. That yes, or even get into it or something to get the crowd up and moving, girl. She had us like the whole time, and I'm just like um I wanted more of that Doja Cat that we usually get, and she's up and dancing and partying. I guess, like, we don't always get, but like the song with R Don't Do Drugs is in my opinion. Yeah, that would have been cool if Ariana Grande was there. Was Ariana Grande there? Was she there? I think she was, right? She just didn't perform, which I feel like that's something that we were missing, but she's probably tired of performing. I would have liked to see her perform like 34, 35 with Doja and Meg. Oh my god, wait. Ah, what a missed opportunity. Oh no. Can you imagine? Because Doja was the host, and then like Meg, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. Like they'd be missing out on these moments. Oh my god. Oh God! Like, come on! Like, these are the moments that we need to be having at the VMAs. Like, Doja was serving the moments by herself. Like when she was, it took me out when Doja had the chair on her head, and then when they came back from announcing the nominees, she's sitting on the chair like. That's some shit like I would Lady Gaga and stuff would do. Like, oh my God, come on. Like we were almost there, but then it just bored me again. Like even the moments outside of the performances, like when we used to have the VMAs, even the moments like outside of the performances were funny and fun, and you would enjoy watching every other moment. Now, I mean, everybody just kind of goes to watch the performances after the VMAs because they put them on YouTube like a couple of hours after they perform. So I just like it just doesn't make any sense now to even sit there and watch the entire award show because nobody who actually deserves it are winning awards, and the moments be boring as hell. They be like it'd be so like it's usually obviously scripted, but like the way they deliver it is what really matters, and like they're not delivering. I don't understand. Deliver. They're not delivering it. So I just don't understand like what we have to do to get back to that usual VMA ness. Like the VMAs used to be like the party of the year. Like it used to be like everybody used to be having fun. Everybody was now it's just so I don't know, it's like political. Like it's just too much. It's just too much and nothing at all at the same time. I don't even like I always say that it doesn't make sense when something is too much and nothing at all at the same time, but this is what it was giving this time around. Like I don't understand. I just did that because it was just Jennifer Hudson's birthday, and somebody that I follow, really handsome guy. His name is like CJ House or whatever. Oh, he's actually like spot on. Like I hate to say it, like I'm in a relationship, but I can't deny I'm in a relationship, but I cannot deny that that man is fine. He is. But I'm getting off track. But he was hanging out with J Hud on her birthday when they were when she was in New York because he lives in New York. But yeah. So I'll be this about Miss Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez. Do you mean Rodrigo? MJ? Oh, MJ. MJ. You know what? Why didn't we ask Miss MJ Rodriguez to come to perform her song? Say, I got something to say. Dun, 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 dun. Listen, we're missing moments. We're missing moments. Do you know how much of a serve that would have been? Do you know how much of a serve that would have been? Like we're missing these. These are the moments that we really could have solidified on in order to make the VMAs special. Let's get us a trans artist to be up there for the representation. Y'all really tried to sit up here and say, "Oh, we got the gay boy." Okay, okay, we got some gay baiting with Normani's performance, and when she gave the dance to Tiana Taylor, we got some gay baiting. Like I don't understand why these are not the art. Tinashe, where was Tinashe? Oh, she was there. She was at the VMAs. She didn't perform. She didn't even present. She didn't get up on stage at all. Like there was no. She was just there. And like the outfit that she wore, I really thought she was about to go perform something because the outfit that she wore, it wasn't giving like I'm the guest. It was giving I'm one of the performers. Like she had on the crop top and the orange pants. Yeah, what happened? Like what happened? Where are we at? Homegirl had put out 333 was a good album. I don't understand. I would have loved to see her get up on there with the trampolines and do bouncing on the ground, my edges setting out and extra loud. Oh, can you believe? Yes, Victoria Monet, Ari Lennox. These are the people that they should have been getting, but of course, it would have made it too black. They know it would have made it too black. That's why they didn't do it. They would have made it too black, and they don't want it to be too black. They had that was like, oh no, we got Normani and Lil Nas X. Those are that's our black representation. And then for the biracial people, we got Doja Cat, and like Chloe's light skin, but she's like, she's still black. So we got four black people. SZA, she was there. She didn't perform nothing. She introduced like what the hell? We barely had Normani for a second. We always had Normani. I don't really like I said before, I really don't believe for a fact that they did not have Normani on that roster a long time ago. I feel maybe she wasn't in the first announcement of them, like she wasn't on there at first, but she's been on there for a couple of weeks. So, four black people and how many Latinos? Let's see. Camila, Olivia, um, that other girl. Is Kim Petras? Is she Latina? I don't even know. We had Osuna. We actually, yeah, it was a lot of Latinos, but they were all like, there were a lot of. It was serving Spanish. It was serving Spaniard. Okay, that's what I was. It was serving Spaniard. If you get what I mean, it wasn't giving like. Right, thank you. It wasn't giving like Amada La Negra. It wasn't giving like no, it really wasn't. Like we weren't getting those guys. No, we were getting like J Lo. Like we were getting the are they or aren't they? We were getting are they or aren't they type of tea. Like I that's why I'm like sitting here like how many wait, we had Latinos. Oh, we did. You can't even tell. Like Camila's, you obviously could tell. Is Sean Mendez actually like Spanish? um is he or isn't he? I figured that there was something else that was supposed to be happening during that performance because like Normani, why is this a blank ass white screen behind you? Where are the visuals? Where are they? Where are they? Olivia is white and Filipina. Oh, so she's not even Latina. Oh, never mind. She's off the list. Strike it off. I figured that she was. I thought that she was, but I guess okay. Um, oops, oops. His daddy's a white Latino, I think. I guess that's where the Mendez comes from, but I guess that's the reason why Mendez is spelt with a damn S instead of a Z. Girl, let me stop. Because I know that hard Z with the S sound. We What was happening in the blue part when Normani first got on stage? I don't know. I don't know what was going on. There was a lot of stuff that I felt like there should have been more going on that screen, going on the stage. They like mirror what was happening on stage, kind of like the beginning. You could see Normani on screen. That was supposed to. The camera was zoomed in. So. That's another thing I wanted to. Camera angles. Camera angles. One also before I get to that, because it goes in hand about what I'm about to talk about. BTS winning that K-pop award. That's great that we now have a best K-pop, but why is it like BTS shouldn't have been a part of it? They should be tier 0 at this point because they've been winning other awards at this point. They should not be in the K-pop category because it's an automatic win. Excuse me for them because people are dumb stupid for BTS. So they're not really even gonna give the other girls like a chance to even win anything. I feel like it should have been just the other art. BTS shouldn't have been a part of it. It should have been Blackpink. Who else we got right now? 17, aespa, maybe Red Velvet or something. And Blackpink would have ended up winning just because they're the most popular. But like, I feel like it shouldn't. BTS shouldn't have been in the category at all. It shouldn't have. They shouldn't have been, because it's an automatic win every time that BTS is in a category over here. They're winning because that's all anybody knows is BTS. People are starting to get into the other girls now, but like, I feel like it's an unfair advantage for BTS because they have been solidified here in the US for a few years now. Like 2018 is when they really started, when they made their like their American like debut, and started really topping charts and stuff, like being on the charts here in the US. I think it's now time for us to actually start including them in regular categories, and like not and not just the K-pop category. You know, put them up against some others and see how well they do. Because if you put them up against other K-pop artists in this country, it's always going to be a BTS over everybody else, and that's just facts. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the guys are good. It's just, I really wish that like we could give some other artists, like, the. Oh, did you see Rose at the Met Gala? Homegirl, she was looking good. I didn't like this year's theme for the Met Gala. It was very arbitrary, very abstract, very, you could pretty much do whatever you want and call it American fashion. Just no, just it's stupid. It was dumb. But anyway, moving on. The camera angling. So a big issue with these performances is the way that they chose to shoot them. The cameras were not doing it for me. I don't understand. Why are the cameras all over the place? Why are they zooming in an area in a moment that they should be zoomed out? Like during Doja's performance, there were too many close-ups, and you could see the lines, like her harness and stuff. You could see her being suspended, but then when they panned out, you couldn't see it. So why were there so many close-up shots of Doja while she was doing that? They shouldn't have closed in on her so much during that portion. When she got down on the stage and she was doing her little Tai Chi and stuff, then they could have done that. They could have been up close to her on that. But I feel like they missed the mark on that. But this is what I'm saying, like, they need to introduce themselves to some of the cameramen in those Korean music shows, because baby, the, they be getting the angles down. Okay, when they just like, it's like they know the choreography, so they get into where they know that they're about to do a formation change, and they're gonna get that angle that perfectly showcases that formation change. They're not about to show you on the side when everybody's lined up. They're not gonna show you a side view of what they're doing. No, they're gonna be right in front, so you can see the illusion that they're trying to convey. You're gonna see what they want you to see. What I'm saying, you can tell the difference when an artist, when a K-pop artist comes over here to perform. You can see the difference. Look at BTS's performance here, and then look at BTS's performance over in Korea. There is a huge difference into how it is presented, and it's because of the way that the cameramen are. It's because of the experience. It's because of them knowing how to learn about their artists, learn about what they're doing on stage, and getting the best angles. It all is all about angles. A lot of them were messing up these angles, and it made me upset. Now, oh God, I like how they're running through. Yes, that was a good moment. That was a good moment when the dancers were lined up behind at the end, and then they were like, they did the little walk out. Like, that was perfect. But because of the fact that everybody's seen the video, so they knew it was coming, and they probably were paying attention during the sound check and everything in the rehearsals for the VMAs, so they knew what camera angle to get. I don't understand what the randomness for the other people were. There was a lot of randomness going on. And during Chloe's performance too, there was a lot of randomness going on. Um, let's get on Chloe's performance real quick. I think she should have worn sneakers. I said it the other night. She should have worn sneakers. I didn't really care for the heels like that. And if they like sneakers, let's do a wedge. Like, if you want to, have the height, let's do a wedge heel sneaker. Okay, let's do something in which you can move around a lot easier. I feel like the heels were too big. Like, and I'm not saying like high. I'm saying big, like big clunky heel. Like what, it shouldn't have been like that. It should have been, I don't know, like it just wasn't, I don't know, it just seemed like it, the width, right? The width was, it was just too much. And it made it look like she was a little uncomfortable moving around. Not only that, but I feel like some of the execution was missed. The costume, yeah, the costume was like, oh, and motherfucking what's his name, Zoe, trying to get on here and trying to like get another 15 seconds of fame. Like nobody fucking cares about you anymore. So I don't know why you're sitting up here getting up on there talking about, oh, she had a tampon. Oh, we saw that tampon. It wasn't even a tampon. It was a tag. Number one, and number two, why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you? You know, goddamn Zoe from Wild and Out or whatever, he got under fire. People started dragging him because he was like talking about, oh, I had to zoom in and I saw what looked like a tampon. And why does it matter? Why does it matter to you? um like, girl, bye. Like nobody's caring about you and your pick me ass. Like he's the same one that stood up there and talked about, oh, I don't like if you gay, I'm not dating you. Who is dating you? Who is, like, you are one of those people, like how does that work? Like I just don't understand. Like you want, like, and the thing is like, yeah, he used to be funny or whatever, but it got very, very dry and bland, and it's just like, it's giving 2015. So I just not, I don't watch him. I don't. Yes, it was amazing. Like it was a great concept. Get that, but like I said, the execution. Some, like, she should have had two sets of dancers, okay? One set of dancers in the beginning, and then when she starts doing the thing with the Medusa casting the spells, we should have gotten the second set of dancer dressed in all gray and silver or something, representing them being turned to stone. Yes, the stage was a bit empty. I do agree with that. There was just some platforms. We should have had some statues. Where were the statues? Were there statues? I really couldn't even tell. Were there any statues? I would have liked to have seen that too. Statues to show us. It's getting hot. I need to put my air on. um, yeah, we should, like, there should have been some statues. Um, Maybe recreate part of like the video where she's sitting, where like they're like on the college campus, the Greek. I don't know. We had, yes, we had the performing down now. That's the thing. Like she was performing down. Um, the male dancers froze like statues. They you can see that she was like putting them under her spell and stuff, but it would have made a lot more sense for them to actually have the visual. Because if you don't know, like, let's say you didn't watch the video. Let's say you didn't watch the video, you've never heard the song. You watch this performance and it's not going to make a lot of sense because you're going to be like, okay, what's going on? Like clearly she's putting a spell on, like, why are they standing still? Like what is going on? There was not enough there was not enough visuals on stage to actually like tell the story the way that it should have been told. And I'm mad about that because there was and the thing is that Chloe was one of the first performers that they announced. She had time. She had time to get it together. She had over a month to get it. She got about a month to get it together, right? Yes, but I know there was a lot of other stuff going on because she was still doing her music video. She was doing the things together for that. So I get it. But these are not things that are very difficult to come by, especially when you're backed by such a huge label. I feel like I feel like that was the only thing that was lacking in the performance, was the visuals were lacking. Choreography was great. Vocals were great. Her stage presence on point. But for the story that was told and the song and the concept, there should have been a lot more going on. There was a lot going on, but it's not what should have been going on, if you get what I mean. Like, there was a lot going on stage, but there was elements missing that really would have made that impact. That's why there was a lot of people who were saying that they didn't really like the performance, because none of the visuals made a lot of sense unless you were following her for a while, unless you watched the video and you were like, okay, yeah, this is what they're doing. But like, it was giving like high school like stage play version of a Broadway show. Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk. Lil Nas X's performance was good. Um, I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. People were really out here trying to make a thing out of Jack Harlow and Nas's interaction before the show, because he like he's like, oh, I'm performing with Jack Harlow, and then Jack comes up there, and like they're like really making a big deal out of the way that he looked at him, because like, oh, he was looking him up and down, like that was sexual tension. I'm like, y'all need to stop playing with me. And people really thought that Jack and Nas were gonna get up there and do some gay shit together. Like, I was like, what? Like, I think he did enough of that for now. Like, he didn't really do, like, he was doing it obviously, but it wasn't like because he already got people talking. He already got people mad. He already got people talking. Now he can just be a performer. Now he can just go out and perform the song. Jack or Nas. Jack. So if you look at Nas's interview, like look at one of his interviews before he before the VMAs, when he's wearing that wig with the like dress suit thing. I thought that was actually pretty cool. It was creative. And you can see Jack comes up after he says it. He's like, I'm performing with Jack Harlow, and like he says his name as he's coming up, and then Jack comes in, and you can tell that the interviewer like wanted to talk to both of them, and then the way that Jack came up, he was like he looked at him and he's like, I was like, wait, what? It's on Twitter. Or you could probably find it on YouTube. But it was a funny moment, because he's like, Jack, don't do anything sus. He's like, stop. He's like, don't do anything sus. I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, what are they doing? But people got a kick out of that. But yeah, no, his performance was good. I like the band. I'm a huge fan. I said it during the actual like video reaction that I did to the song. I like big band features, like marching band type shit. Like, I like stuff like that because I was in the band in high school and stuff. So I really am a big fan of that. So that was cool how he came out. And then the shower scene, where like everybody was just dancing in boxers. Obviously, they couldn't dance in the nude. That would have been, he would have been banned. But yeah. So I think that's it. I think that's it. That's all who I wanted to talk about. The other performances, I didn't really care about. Casey Musgraves, like she sounded good, but I wasn't really watching like that when it came to her performance. And Lord wasn't there. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I am gonna head my ass in and do some paperwork. Yeah, I pretty much have the freedom to do what I want at this point. Yeah, but he's already doing way more than a lot of these other guys. That's why I can't really say anything about his choreography, about his dancing skills, because he already does way more than any other dude does on stage right now. Most of them just jump around and look stupid and bump into their backup dancers and stuff. Like, at least he's not doing that. Stop. People need to stop thinking that, like, Jack Harlow is low-key, like, screwing Lil Nas. Like, stop it. They just collaborated on a track together. Like, really doing stuff like this. Problematic. But anyway, let me go ahead and take my ass in here. Continue streaming our favorite artists. Okay, let's continue to stream. And hopefully, next time I won't have to have this discussion about the lack of black representation on these award shows. Yeah. Yeah, where are the rest? Because there's so many. Let me not. That's another discussion for another video. Let me not do that right now because I'll be here for another hour. Anyway, that's going to be it. I hope everybody has a great day, okay? Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.